I agree with Honorable Inusa Fuseni to the extent that given the background of the current Minister for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, he would take action in order to remedy this situation. He's been a student leader before and has had experiences, in the National Union of Ghana Students dealing with this situation. And it will be unfortunate and sad if he does not take immediate action to address some of these problems. Because he's intensely aware of these problems as a former student leader. And even from statements that he's recently made, it is clear that he's aware of this condition. I mean, I'm completely appalled, by the circumstances of our students abroad. And I've seen them in many countries, you understand? They have been taken out on scholarships, and they don't have any support systems. They don't have family there, and so on. The embassy is not resourced enough to take care of them. And these young people sometimes go hungry. They can't feed themselves. They can't eat. They go hungry. They suffer. You understand? Recently, there was a case which was reported on the plight of Ghanaian students in Morocco who are being thrown out of their accommodation because they can't pay. Where do they go? Without relatives and so on, when they're thrown out of the accommodation, where do they go? They can't feed themselves, they have no places to sleep and so on. I think that this is callous in the extreme. I understand that Ghana's economy is in the doldrums, but it is still not sufficient reason for maltreating our students who are abroad, who we sent abroad. You understand? There's no sufficient reason for maltreating them in this manner. Imagine a Ghanaian student in Moscow during winter without money. I mean, the winter alone, just coping with the winter alone is a huge problem. But then they can't feed themselves too on top. They can't buy books and so on. Why do we send them there? I agree again with Honorable Inusa Fuseni that in the long term, perhaps what we have to do is to rationalize the scholarship scheme. And in rationalizing the scholarship scheme, let us make a determination for ourselves. What are the relevant courses that we want our young people to pursue abroad? What are relevant courses? Is it medicine? And if it's medicine, why? Don't we have the capacity to train the number of medical personnel we need? If you don't have the capacity, is it not possible to build that capacity? And if it's not possible now to build that capacity, how long are we going to send people abroad to train, as medical practitioners and so on? We need to rationalize this. You understand? Is it petroleum engineers we want to train? How many do we want to train? Over what period? And so on. We need to get these parameters right and stop the tendency where people get scholarships now as a favor.
Yes.
As a favor for political support.
Yeah.
Sometimes, even sometimes, as a favor for things I cannot mention here. You understand? So the rationalization of our scholarship scheme is absolutely important. You don't send people out to Moscow when you cannot support them. You don't push people through this serious pain and so on. So I think that we are looking up to Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who himself is a former student leader, and Okudzeto Ablakwa, who himself is also a former student leader, to come together and to resolve this problem very quickly. I mean, the students in Russia are saying that for 7 long months, 7 months, they have not received their stipend. I mean, if they were in Ghana, they could get support, family and so on. They are in Russia, for God's sake. So please, the two ministers should put their heads together and find a way of resolving this problem as quickly as possible.